Call the April 28th, 2026 City Council of Perry meeting to order. We'll remind everybody to silence your cell phones. And what's going to lead us? This meeting, we lead us in.
Mr. Dempsey release.
Somebody lead us in opening.
I always respect that. So they in the building, I give it to them.
Lord, we love you. Lord, we thank you. Lord, we thank you for this council. Thank you for this town. Thank you for this country. Thank you for these opportunities. So God, let us make good decisions that would benefit all of the citizens. It would be for the betterment of Perry, Florida. In Christ Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Pastor Anderson. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lyons, Councilmember Hampton. Here. Councilmember Woodhull,
Here.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Here.
Mayor Kitchen.
Here. Approval of items on the consent agenda. Approval to read by title only, resolution 2026-16. Resolution 2026-17. And ordinance 1059.
So moved. Second.
Councilmember Lyons, Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Kitchen.
Yes. Receiving requests from the general public. Do we have anyone from the public who wishes to speak on anything that is not on the agenda? Hearing and seeing no one, we'll move on to bids and RFQs, and I don't believe we have any at this time. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Agenda item 6A, council to discuss Prospect Grove Apartments incentive package. Council will take any action deemed necessary. I think we have some folks here who'd like to speak on this. You won't mind, just give us, come on forward. Just give us a little bit of history of what happened here and, where we're going.
Hi, my name is Michelle Zahn. I am Prospect Grove Apartments. Todd is my asset manager. My husband started this project probably 2017, 2016. It's been a long labor of love.
I like to my condolences. I just recently found out about Rich and
Thank you.
I thought seeing at the airport.
Yeah, he passed away about 8.5 months ago. I was youngest son here. Sorry, I don't mean to rush.
It's okay, baby.
This was a passion project of Rich's. And I'd really like to see it through. I'm gonna hand it over to Todd because he can talk more.
Thank you. So I've been involved in this project since 2016. Bob Brown had, along with Scott Frederick with the Taylor County Development Authority, asked us to come into the project in the city because there was a need for housing. Workforce site housing, not luxury housing. So, we bought the property, negotiated from Ware Oil back in 2016. We originally were going to close the loan and start in 2018. The county had, through Scott Frederick, had suggested we kind of wait because things were happening and rather than start building then, not being ready, we just built at the right time. We started in 2022, went through 3 hurricanes, as you guys both everyone well knows. And along with many homeowners in Perry, went through the trials and tribulations of dealing with insurance companies. We spent, quite a bit of money out of pocket, fixing things that were offset by the hurricanes, August 2023, October 2024. Got our first building permit in February of 2024, I believe. Chris, was that right? 25, sorry, off by a year. Ted Janet's first started moving in about 14 months ago. We got our last building permit in October and November of last year. We are now happily to announce we're 74% leased. We've had to give concessions, so residents can afford the rent. We only qualify at 2.5 times income or 2.5 times the rent for qualified income, not 3. Most properties will do 3. We drop that so people can have, can get more qualified. As part of our.
So you say you've abated some of your rent.
We are waiving application fees. We've read, Crystal, what the concessions we're offering now?
The concessions are half off the first full month's rent
whenever you sign a 12-month lease.
Yep.
Waiving application, admin fees, things like that to help people get started.
Yeah, so we're under pro forma. The issue we have with the request here is, as part of the incentive package that we were supposed to have, that we originally agreed to back many years ago. There was the real estate tax exemption abatement to kick in for phase two. It was originally supposed to be for phase one, as along with some natural gas incentives, some infrastructure incentives. Whether it was the council or the city manager, at some point, we lost those incentives with the new administration. And when we were closing our loan in May of 2022, the only incentive we were offered was take it or leave it. Here's the taxes, but it has to be once you're fully built phase two. We accepted it because our leasing has been slow and the way our construction loan is, we need the real estate tax exemption to kick in now, similar to what the county has given us. The county has approved it for their millage rate portion starting this year. Phase two is my collateral to get my construction loan. The land is my collateral to build phase two with my bank.
So you have 2 phases total.
We have two, phase one is 160 units, we're 74% leased. Phase two is the back 12 acres. I can't get my construction loan without having that land free and clear, and it's right now it's collateral for phase one loan. So in order to submit my plans for permitting and even finish my plans and build phase two,
Right.
I need to refinance phase one from a construction loan to a permanent loan. We have a quote in with the agencies, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, waiting to issue us the permanent loan, which releases the land for phase two. However, because of the income being not sufficient, but less than originally pro forma, I need that expense savings in the form of the real estate tax exemption now to be able to get my permanent loan, keep my rents where they are now for phase one, and then build phase two.
Is that gonna get you where you need to be?
The exemption will get me where I need to be, yes. Or else I have to wait years for the rents to increase just over time with inflation. And I don't want to do that now. I'd rather keep my rents where they not, which I think in 18 months, we've raised rents maybe once, and that's like 2% on a 2-bedroom, or 2 bedrooms are full. The 1 bedroom and 3 bedrooms, we're getting discounts, and we're going to continue those discounts. In fact, we're going to start a new program for the 3 bedrooms starting May 15th. So families, a lot of our issues with the 3 bedrooms are single income families with kids. The market rent that we need, we're gonna have to drop that.
Yeah.
So we can lease that, so families can actually rent. The dual income households, not too much of a problem, it's the single households.
Yes, yes.
So we started that, we talked about that today, we're gonna start that May 15th. Once we're at 80%, because then the bank won't really care too much, because we're looking good.
Yes.
But I need that real estate tax savings to be able to do my permanent loan for phase one, and then submit my loan for phase two.
Did they change to take it on even?
Oh, so back in 2018 to 2020, the prior administration, the ordinance that was submitted that was approved at the time was the real estate taxes exemption now, just like the county, along with an infrastructure loan, I think a $250,000 village's loan to tie in with the utilities of the street, and another loan to bring natural gas. So when the administration, so then we didn't meet those deadlines because we didn't break ground. So we came back to the city back in early 2022. And again, I'm paraphrasing, this was through our attorney and we had a consult with the city.
Yes.
And you know, we said, hey, we're ready to go. We like this. And then the administration said, well, this is all we're willing to do now. You know, either take it or leave it, so to speak. So we took what we had at the time, and turns out, you know, we really need what we had. The project's already built, so the infrastructure loans, we've already put our own money in, or the owner's money to cover all that. The big difference is the real estate taxes. We had the original incentive day one, just like the county. I spoke with Ms. Beach, the property appraiser, and Ms. Pemberton, I believe, from the county administrator. They verified and approved our village rate exemption from the county side is approved. I just need the same thing from the city, or else it's gonna take me a long time to build phase two. And we'd like to start that as soon as possible.
So your original deal was property tax abatement.
Day one,
I
yes.
keep saying abatement concession.
And actually, it's a reimbursement from the city.
Right.
I have to pay it, and then I submit a receipt, and then it gets reimbursed, yeah. The county is an exemption.
Then your second deal was something different.
Yeah, the second deal was, the way it was approved by the ordinance, which we kind of just accepted. Was, it doesn't kick in until we build unit 344, which is the last unit of phase two.
So what you want to do is roll back to the original.
I want to roll back to the original. Basically, the county is, as I get a building permit, my taxes are forgiven for that building for 10 years.
Under the taxes,
I'm sorry?
not the loan.
I don't know. I'm not asking for a loan. I'm
No,
asking for
we
the
don't.
real estate, my real estate tax portion that goes to the city portion of the millage rate, which is approximately 30% of the tax bill, to be an reimbursement or exempted, any way you call it, for a period of 10 years.
The original deal was a minimum of hundred and twenty units. Year 1 through 5 would be 100%, and year 6 through 10 would be 75%.
I'm okay with that. I'm
That's-
fine with that as well. We now built 160
That's the
units.
first one, right?
Yeah.
The first.
Yeah, so we built 160 units, so we're at the 120 we met. I'm asking for 100% for 10 years. I'm perfectly fine with 100% for 5 years and 75% for the next 5 years. I'm okay with that if that's.
I mean, this is what the council agreed to get them here coming, and then it got changed on.
That's what caused us to spend $8 million of equity in the project, which is what we spent on the corporate side, since day one.
It's 100% for what?
Fine.
The first 5 years.
5 years from what?
And then what was the other one?
Says,
75% for the next 5.
yeah, a minimum of 120 units, that will be
We've already met the
completion-
requirement.
the completion of the project is 120 units.
Would it be 75 from today or 75 from?
Well, so since the first CO was, October of 2024. I'm sorry, the assessment starts at the last CO. Our last CO was October of 2025. So this year is the first year on the tax roll.
Okay.
So the taxes due November 30th or March 31st of next year, whichever way you look at it, is the first year that we're assessed.
I like the way the county worded it. Tax exemption hereby granted shall be for a term of 10 years, commencing with the first year of new improvements and personal property are added to the assessment roll and lasting 9 additional years thereafter.
So the county approved 100%, the county approved a 75% exemption for 10 years. The city originally approved 100% for 5 years and 75% for the next 5 years. I'd like 100% for the whole time, but I'm happy to, you know.
We
Whatever
want
you
to
guys
finish
decide.
this project and this helps us finish it.
Well, we're kind of stuck without it because we can't roll out alone.
So, correct.
Unless we just wait for rents to catch up, but we already know we have an issue with getting enough qualified people. The NAMO plan is gonna help tremendously. Some of the employees are already living in our property.
Yes.
But we need to drop the rents on the 3-bedroom. We're gonna give the same concession, so the single earner families can, you know. Right now, you know, our average rents qualify for live local. We're not doing the live local, because we have hopefully we'll have the exemption. But our average wages per household is under $55,000. I think it's gonna stay there for a while. So we need to keep the incentives in place as far as the rent incentives. And we're happy to do that, but we need to offset that by the tax exemption.
I have some questions if I may. Once the council's done. Once the council's done, I didn't want to interrupt your question. So is your expectation regarding the 2022 ordinance and the agreement to complete the 344 units to be just done away with? Is there any other performance-based goal are you agreeing to? Now that if we go back to 2016, then you've completed and you can choose to reinvest the money, you can choose not to, because that is the old agreement. Would you be open to some type of sunset clause regarding 18 additional months for continuing construction? Is there any expectation for trade-off as to what's?
We are committed to building phase 2 or phase 3. I don't think, because of, unfortunately, we have now history of lease up history and average rents. I don't think HUD is gonna approve a construction loan for all 185 units at one time, like we did the 160 privately. So just to understand, the 160 units that we got here, HUD turned us down. HUD said, no one in the right mind can build more than 80 units in Paris, Florida. We said, we want to build 160, that's what we committed to. So we went to a private lender charging us 11% interest, not HUD interest rate of 5%. So I can't do that again the second time. But what I can do is build the amount of units that HUD will approve me to do. So I think we're gonna do 40 to 60 units at a time. Let that lease up. build another 40, 60 units, let that lease up. Otherwise, the amount of equity is gonna be enormous. No one in the right mind.
Do you have any problem with then making that performance goal as a part of what you're asking the council to do? Whether it's 40 more or even 20 more, but there's something else, because from what I'm hearing, the 120 is already met.
Right.
So-
With
Right, so I wanted the council also realistically understand that if you chose not to come back and do the 40, the incentive would be granted without any more compliance based on.
To be honest with you, I can't control what interest, there's a World War III is gonna cause, if there's a World War III interest rates go through the roof, I can't afford to build one unit, let alone 180. So I don't wanna commit to that, but I am telling the council, we are committed to building units there. But I can't
We
commit
can't
to it,
commit to the time.
the timeframe, because there are so many factors that could go against us where I need to charge double the rent. If interest rates go through the roof. And my
No, I
rent,
understand that. we're
committed to building
It's
units.
a good faith desire to continue, but
Yes.
because just like our residents individually don't have the ability to know what's gonna happen with their jobs or whatever, that you're asking them to provide the incentive without any guarantee that there's going to be any additional production.
Well, we had the incentive originally in 2020.
I understand that,
Without the,
but I'm
without the
asking now.
guarantee. I'm happy to make some sort of commitment. I don't know what financial commitment we can make as far as timing now. But I can assure you that if we get the tax exemption now, we are committed to proceeding with phase two, and we will break ground with phase two at some point in the next 12 to 18 months.
The incentive's tied directly to the taxes paid. So if they build more, they get more incentive out of it. I don't see why you'd wanna.
I understand. I'm just dealing on the business principle of what's agreed upon now, it's 344 units. And I understand and I appreciate what's happened in the past. I just want, because sometimes people make decisions based on what we hope to do. So
Right.
at the end of the day, given your investment in the community to create these apartments, you're asking for the incentive to be given now with maybe a good faith desire to do in the future, but I just want it
So our
in a neutral fashion,
phase
that
two,
they don't have to, this is not a commitment for them to continue. Or even a likelihood that they can continue, it's almost like you're asking for there to be sort of benefit given to the work that's already been done, even if the newer agreement is less than half completed.
so we have 12 to 15 acres of phase two land that is worth X amount of dollars. That land is worth zero to me if I don't build units on it. It is to my, because when I build the units, that land component is free, already paid for it.
Right.
So the only one who could build those units
Is
at a discounted price without having to pay for the land is us. So I'm at an advantage above anyone else to build it myself. And I can rent them for 95% of market
Right,
because of that discount. And maybe we commit to lease them at 95% of market as a commitment to the city. I'm willing to do something like that.
I'm just, particularly because it is public trust and it's taxpayer. And I know we've been so told many times, like, that the council is aware, that there's a lot of challenges that happen because of the storm, even in our private
Yeah.
citizens asking for relief in different ways. So in a neutral way, I'm just trying to, like, at the brass taxes, understand that you face challenges like a number of others, but what would be in the public interest regarding these taxpayer dollars to basically have no trade-off, like nothing else additional. It's like, okay, we've not done what the 2022 agreement was. I know you're going back to 2016. What is the council's justification to not only start observing that incentive now? What is any recourse if, you get that money and go do something else with it? And I just wanted to know what you all are willing to possibly put in writing or say, this is what our intention is if we get this.
Well, I can put in
particular-
writing that tax rebate will get vested back in the property. I can commit to that 100%. And I can prove that money will be invested back in the property.
Well,
Not for phase two, but in the phase one is being applied to. I can commit to that.
back stick for just a second. You say you're only giving incentives to get people to rent, which means you're lowering
We're giving 2 weeks free on most of the units and waiving our application fees and our administrative fee, I believe, something to that effect.
And what you're saying from. Typically, when I know a building. Property leaks out, you typically do build. What you can fill up.
We build what
Yeah,
the
and
experts tell us.
you
to
may,
build.
I went by a development the other day in Gainesville. South Gainesville, they're permitted for right at 1,500 units across, I think they're 100 acres, well, probably less than 100 anyway. They're only 20% built, they're permitted for 100%. Because they're only build as much as they can. Build up
At a
at
time.
once. Well, the last thing you need is a lot of buildings sitting there.
So right now,
Costs money, one, it costs money, number two, you could have problems you're not aware of.
and right now, our leasing, I don't want to say it's stalled, but right now, our leasing is competing with the first generation tenants that are now relocating or maybe buying a house and moving elsewhere. So leasing has slowed a little bit, so we're competing with ourselves now. We'll deal with that by offering incentives, like we talked about the families for the 3 bedrooms. And we'll continue that, but I can't commit to having that tax exemption invested back into phase 1 where it's being discounted for. No problem. And I'm committed to providing the same incentives that we're doing now for phase 1 for all of our units on phase 2.
You mentioned the phase 3 a while ago.
Well, so phase 2 by our site plan is 184 more units. But we're not gonna get a construction loan to build all 184 at one time, because we went privately for phase 1 and that cost us a lot of money.
Okay,
So, phase 2 will be broken out.
Broken out, right.
It'll be 2, 3, and 4. If we do, so our typical building is 16 units. I think we'll do 2 to 3 buildings at a time, so 32 to 48 units. So a few different phases of that.
To do
in
exactly
sections.
what you said, to build.
Actually,
rent, to grow.
Yeah, or else it's just not economical, because now we know what we know. Yeah, thank God we didn't build all 344. That means the bank would probably own the property now, so luckily we did it the way we did it. And we're committed to Perry, as I said, we have a lot of land invested in phase 2, that's paid for. That is our equity to get our construction loan. No one else has that benefit but us. So no one else can do phase 2 without, other than us, because we have that land already paid for.
John, what are your, just, yeah,
Go back to the original deal that got it here.
I have a question.
yes.
It's my understanding that the money that you borrowed the first time was not borrowed from HUD,
No, HUD turned us down.
but you plan to borrow from HUD this time.
We hope to borrow from HUD this time because it's more economical. And they are not gonna approve 184 units, they'll approve another 81.
Okay, so when you do, does that mean that you will be eligible to rent the units under HUD?
We don't know that until we submit to HUD. But if we
But
rent them, if
That's
we-
not our. That's it. Way we.
HUD is the most economical route, but HUD may not approve as many units as we want to do. We believe in Perry because we've seen it now. We know that people in Perry want a nice place to live. It's just a function of rent. How much are they gonna pay? So we want to go to the lender that gives us the ability to do it the way that we want to in Perry.
And my point is, I was in the room when your representative promised that it would never be HUD units.
That's a HUD permit loan. We're not doing a HUD permit.
Right. So it's
Correct.
market, say, that's what you said.
Yeah, there's a,
It's gonna be a market.
yeah, it'll be a market rate deal. No, so we're never gonna have a rent restricted project. That's what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not having a rent restricted per project. We will control rents through our rent structure, but we're not gonna have affordable housing. This is workforce housing, market rate properties, no affordable housing restrictions, if that's what you mean.
We don't want any more HUD units.
We are not doing HUD unit. So HUD has 2 programs. HUD does a construction loan for market rate projects, and then they do a construction mini perm for affordable housing projects. We are not an affordable housing project in Perry. We are market rate property. We promised that day one, and we're always gonna stay that way.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not, you already have a HUD property down the street with Section 8 USDA loan. We are market rate property. 100% will always be that way. As far as we're, as long as we, yeah, we intend to own it for a long time.
Any more questions?
I have a question. So regarding your commitment to reinvest money saved in the tax abatement to phase 1, be discounted, would you be willing to do like a short annual report regarding how you've reinvested that?
100%, not a problem. We'll provide whatever reporting we want, whether it's income per tenant, which we track for the local, like I said, as a backup, in case things hit the fan and we lose every funding, because who knows what happens, right? But yeah, we will provide a report usually by January 31st of money spent the prior year, any which way you want to show the money was spent. And whatever the council or the county department of the city of Perry requires will comply.
I know things have changed a lot. Could you tell us what your average rent right now is for your 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom?
Our average rent overall is $1,321 a month approximately. And that's for 1, 2s, and 3s. We don't have that many 3s leased. It's mostly 1s and 2s. Our 1 bedrooms are approximately 1,100 a month approximately. 1140. Our 2 bedrooms are in that 1350 to 1400 range. Our 3 bedrooms are over 1650. We're gonna drop those rents on May 15th.
Okay, what are you gonna drop them to? Is that just like a?
We're gonna give
short-term-
like a 2 to 4 week free concession on a 13-month lease. So it gives them an 8% discount day one, but spread out over time.
Would you be opposed to, there being any clause for the city to have discretion? If there was budgetary constraints or a shortfall, to hold off on whatever that date is, if they return you a portion of your tax abatement, would you be opposed to that?
The problem is that with the tax, if the tax abatement or refund gets approved here, it's gonna be entered into my loan agreement with whoever my lender is. And therefore, we're forced to underwrite that way, and then we'll be in default with our lender if somehow it gets pulled from the us. Unfortunately, I would not want that to happen.
Again, I'm just looking to try to maximize the public interest, that it doesn't look like a cash grant. Because granted, God knows, so many of us are in need of relief. I'm a business owner myself. So, these questions are also just to make sure that I give, adequate, adequate question regarding any concessions that council may decide to do. And so, going back to your intent, because you do have that property, that phase 2 property, as you say, like, in order to get any value out of it, you're gonna have to develop it
Yeah.
right away. Is there any, say, God forbid, the loans that you're now looking and seeking fail? Is there sort of any intention to try to sell or potentially looking at selling property to another distributor?
Anyone, if we were to sell the property, it would be sold to a developer that would continue doing phase 2. We're in the construction business. We would like to stay involved in Perry, whether we own the asset or not. But anyone that buys phase 1 would have phase 2 land. Like if I sold phase 1, hey guys, here, I need to sell phase 1, but I'll give you phase 2 land at a discount. Of course, they're gonna want to build upon it. So nobody, I don't think we would sell to anyone who would just let phase 2 be.
No, nobody would buy it.
Be counter race. Not gonna happen.
Okay. And would you have any problem of giving or at least allowing the council to know if that potentially comes into play?
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
You don't want other.
I will always give the council right to help me economically to
Well, yeah,
further the ability to develop the property.
right, even if
I will-
it's
I will-
another,
I will always give the county and the city the option of helping me down the road if needed. Sure. I mean, yeah, we'll give you notice way ahead of time if that ever came up, right?
This is something my husband wanted. And I want to see it.
No, I believe you. I believe the passion, again, just trying to be neutral as to
Yeah.
the benefit of the bargain, give up that's in my.
I will come in here with
The
my
city-
keys before I have
the
to
city-
get.
Oh, God, no.
No, I'm saying before I have to give the property away to the bank, I'm gonna come here.
Right,
Lady.
yeah, the city's greatest bargaining power is that tax incentive that was
Yeah.
attached to development. And so if they decide to move forward, they would have to suspend that certainty, and that's a lot of bargaining power.
Any buyer would know that as long as they keep going, they're gonna have the tax incentive and they have the land at a discount, so they'd be stupid not to build something.
All right, any more questions? So,
No, I don't, as to them.
anyone else have any questions, any more discussion?
I don't have any questions. But I do want to say that I'm not opposed to hood housing. Because we all need housing.
So by the way, our rents right now are below what HUD allows me to charge. So I am charging right now rents that are below what HUD will allow me to charge, by the way. So we are renting below the HUD limits. So we're renting below 80% of the MI as far as the rent control. So HUD would allow us actually to rent it for higher. So we're actually renting them lower right now. That's just the way, that's the way the residents require.
Yeah.
So we can't rent it for more than what people are willing to pay. And
Exactly.
right now, that's why the rents were there. And we're fine with it. We just need a little help. We're happy to. That's why we're here. That's why we've been here since 2016. When we first acquired it from Ware Oil and the Florida East Coast Railroad.
I love it that you allow the fur babies to stay there, I'm saying.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Any more discussion? I'll entertain the motion. Yeah, man.
I don't wanna go back to the first agreement. I think Tim did a good job with the second agreement. And, that's for the 10 years.
Was 100% for Bob and then 75% for Bob. That's what y'all,
That was the Bob Brown agreement.
That's about
That was
right.
the original agreement.
so that
Yeah,
was,
but they didn't,
They did what they said they were gonna do in here, is a minimum of hundred and twenty units. We're rewarding them for what they've invested in Perry already. They've already put, I don't know, 12, 15 million. We're rewarding them for that.
32 million.
32 million. We're rewarding them for that 32 million with probably $100,000 a year. We're not.
We're going to forget, yeah, the Browns. Browns way.
Sorry.
We also promised them 10 years under one till Brown negotiated.
Would it be best,
Yeah.
John, to start with the last agreement that was sent to everyone at the last meeting? You're talking about the original, or maybe we have to resubmit a proposed contract.
We're gonna have to have an ordinance to rescind this ordinance and the other resolutions, and then we're gonna need just an agreement or contract with them. It doesn't need to be done by ordinance. Just make it simple. Do what the county did. It's one important line in there.
But unlike the county, the county did not agree to a certain amount of units.
No.
So what terms would you like to see in whatever the incentive agreement you would have to continue? 'Cause I wouldn't even think that you would have to rescind it, because it hasn't expired yet. You've heard a lot of things, so I guess I'm asking, what is it
Yeah.
that you would like? Because then they're also being referred back to something that was rescinded in 2016. So what terms would you like to see in this agreement outside of the 10-year? Let's finish with the 75%, 50%. Is there anything else?
I don't see any trouble going back to the original agreement, because that's what the city agreed to do.
The original
Initially.
agreement had loans.
But they had looked, yeah.
It's not the same.
The original tax incentive. Just stick with that one line. That's all we want.
I know the gas went away, I understand
House had a 200. It also had a 250,000. Provision that, oh,
They're not asking for anything. They just want the tax incentive portion.
So would you just like another contract resubmitted with those terms in it? So you can review it, because we're sort of talking in spaces like, oh,
yeah.
and I would agree to.
that. Well, you've asked a lot of questions I wasn't anticipating. I didn't see any of those questions you asked before the meeting, so.
I
hadn't
understand.
had any chance to ponder any of it. I don't know if John did or not, but.
I was not sent the memo that the city manager sent to the council until less than an hour before the meeting started. Councilmember Barnes asked me to review again the contract that was submitted, proposed at the last meeting, and compare it to the old incentives from 2022. So my goal was just to be thorough, not to be confusing, but that was not what was stated at the last meeting. Was what was presented as far as a contract, but that's just what the developers and owners wanted. It wasn't a particular opinion, so when I saw there was an opinion stated outside the meeting, I wanted to quickly try to go back to what I was asked to do, which, so I know Officer Barton.
Yeah, wait a minute, opinion stayed outside the meeting.
Councilmember Bryan's in the meeting asked, if you remember his closing statement was, I asked the city attorney to come back to this meeting to describe the contract that had been submitted at last meeting, the ad valorem taxes contract, or ordinance or resolution, and compared to what was done in 2022. So that's what I was prepared to talk about. So I used that opportunity because that's the only way I saw on the in the agenda to address those things. And so some of those things were those points I was making about what would be the trade-off for the city at the end of the day. Yes, sir.
So it'll be the pleasure of the council to make a motion, Sam.
I want to say that she did. She's supposed to keep us informed.
Understand?
So what,
Yeah.
what are the differences? What are the terms?
The difference is, I think the most glaring difference is that the most glaring differences between 2022 and 2026 that was proposed was the longer time of 15 years and the lack of requirement to complete 344 units. And so what I asked, or at least my intention in what I asked, is what could be the trade-off, since there's nothing in this new agreement that will require the completion of the project that was visioned in 2022, the last council action. And so I believe in good faith, they noted that they would be, even if not, their desire is to hopefully to build on more, and they shared why those would be the desires, but also that there was two things I at least heard, that they would be willing to reinvest the money saved in their tax abatement into the current phase and actually report on that annually as to how that looked, how that was invested. And I felt that at least asked the question of what is the trade-off, as not the reward for the investment. Like I said, a lot of businesses have invested in loss, unfortunately, but there was a tax incentive that was attached to building and being a benefit to the particular citizen. So I just wanted to ask, as I would, what would be in place of that? If you can't promise to build more, and if you can't promise to build more, but you're asking for a return of money that you're paying in taxes, what would be the justification for our actual current situation to justify doing that? And if they're gonna continue to build into the citizenry that have chosen to rent there, they're gonna reinvest that money into making what they have now better for the residents, which, and better for, you know, our particular, what we're trying to do in building apartment or any other business in Perry, Florida, that could be, I believe, something that would be a justification as to what, basically, what are you being incentivized to do if you've already done it? Not the idea of what you've done in the past, but what are you going to do now so the city has something that they can also say, we're not doing cash grants here. We're not just, you know, rubbing the backs of people who've done a lot for our community, but how can we go forward? Because you're asking us to give up that bargaining position, because you're gonna get it regardless of what you do. You can take your money
It's
and
built
go
into the,
somewhere
I
else.
don't know what you're talking, it's built into the deal. It's 100% of their taxable base. If they build more, they get more. It's built into it.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but the money owed is the money owed regardless.
Sometimes.
So as I was, the money owed is the money owed regardless.
We're taking that deal to
I'm sorry,
100% of
there's several conversations going, what's that?
If they build phase 2 and 3, their taxable value goes up and they'll get a double their incentive of what it is this year. It's built into it.
Right.
It's simple. I don't know what's taking so long.
I don't
Either
know.
decide 10 years at 100% or 5 years at 100.
It's the if that's father and her.
You don't want them to build it if it's gonna fit their AD.
Well, the
Really?
contract gives that protection. This is not personal, this is business, and that when you take that away,
You're not
if
taking
we did our,
It's built into the
it is
plan.
taken away when you give the incentive without them completing their portion. It is given away.
You're incentivizing them for the portion they did bid. It's
Like I
not simple.
said, that's my opinion as to the matter. And so what I was ready to talk about was the differences, and could there be a trade-off that benefits the city?
And thank you.
Thank you. And so I would just include that in
From a
the,
legal position, what do you recommend?
well, I feel if you all feel that reinvesting them, not just getting the tax abatement, but reinvesting it into their particular phase that they already created, is sufficient as a public goodwill, then I would not disagree with that. But I just wanted to make sure, anything that the city can do to make sure that they're encouraging or have some accountability as to why this larger corporation is they're getting a portion of what they're paying in taxes. I think, could be satisfactory, if you all feel satisfactory. Not trying to create an argument to create an argument, but it's not our money.
I agree with that too. We're having that conversation with, a couple of people I know that I consult with. And we answer several thousand people. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So, yeah, that's why I was asking questions about rent. Rent concessions, that sort of thing.
So if we are agreeing, if the council supports 100% 5 years and 75% for 5 years, tell us what you would add.
I would add the annual reporting and them showing the reinvestment of that incentive back into phase one.
And they don't have a problem with that.
Right, those are the questions I asked, and I don't think we have to just take it just to take it, we can ask a question.
While we're talking about, it's basically doing the same thing, just with reporting added to it.
There it is.
And showing a reinvestment, yes, sir, because they don't have to reinvest in it.
Reinvestment.
If they're reinvesting, show that.
It's accountability, that's all.
That's it.
That's right.
Can say it more perfectly, just a little bit more accountability as to the intentions of them going forward.
And thank you for doing your job, what we asked you to do.
I know it gets strange because the stories are very compelling. We have a lot of businesses, small businesses that never would even be able to ask for this type of rebate. And the government's taking it, looking at ways to give people property taxes back. And I just wanted to make sure that we're not just constraining our budget based on the hope that someone may do something.
Okay. Somebody need.
So what does that make our agreement look like?
Well, we set the framework for it, basically, what that said, 100% for 5 years, 75 for 5 more years. Then basically concessions in, and just with accountability. Involved in it, just showing paper where the money's gonna back in, just account for where the tax money's going. Concessions. That's the basic framework of it, if I'm understanding correctly.
That's right.
What all boils down to, isn't it?
Yep.
That's right.
So somebody gonna draw that up and bring it back for approval, or
Yes.
Make a motion for us to draw that up, bring it back for approval.
you need mine.
So the motion would be 100% for 5 years. There were 75 for 5 more additional years with accountability.
Yeah, that's what I wrote, that's what y'all said, that's what I wrote down.
I'm just reiterating. Again, so we're all clear on what, so I'm clear on what I'm voting on.
You'll need to vote on the contract the next meeting, so you don't have to vote on this today, but if that's y'all's direction. We'll get a contract together.
So everybody agreement to give that direction. Okay. So it's all right, but you still bring the contract next meeting and we'll vote on ratify. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item B, council to discuss area apartment village billing. Council will take the action deemed necessary. Anything changed on that, John?
No, they called Carly yesterday, too. I don't know what they talked about. They're making payments now. The 5,000 one went through and they made an additional 2,000. That's what we're doing with them. They're paying 2,000 extra till they get a call back up.
So we're making progress.
So what are we going to do in the future? To bring this prepare.
Watch them closer.
Yeah. You put that mic over there. So we
That mic doesn't work.
have got one over there that works.
They've got one in front of
This
us.
one works.
Okay. Thank you.
Agenda item C, council to discuss a 5-year capital program and council to take any action deemed necessary.
About the same as it was last meeting. I did, Shirley asked for 2 neighborhoods, I couldn't remember what the second one was. I put the El Rancho, what was the other one you were talking about?
What was that?
You mentioned 2 neighborhoods for septic to sewer, and I put the, El Rancho in here, but I couldn't remember what the second one you said was.
Mexico.
That's over.
Push that TV more this way.
What's its actual name?
Thanks.
And the other one is in,
I got El Rancho,
that's not right.
I don't know what y'all calling me.
It's Ann Street,
Ash Street, and where?
West Ash Street. West of. I don't know what the subdivision name is. I'll get you the subdivision.
Well, I have not added that one yet, 'cause I couldn't remember what it was called,
Okay.
but I did add El Rancho. And I'll add the other one when I figure out what it is.
Where's it at again?
I have no idea. Still don't know.
Yeah, I also questioned the not real in for the block cameras.
That's on the agenda.
Right.
I would speak positively for that. I went to the Regional Planning Council meeting this week. And there was
It's on the agenda.
Yes, it's a separate line item on the agenda.
I mean, there from, what?
We're gonna talk about it on a separate line.
Just
item.
gonna talk about it down here. More discussion on the 5-year CIP.
Well, the one thing that bothers me is right now, we're sitting at, 26, 27, we're sitting at 100. $100,825.
For years, Councilman.
542. I don't know, I looked at it earlier and it looked like it was a big jump for what we've done in the past. And then, and 28, 29, and 2030, 29 and 30, it drops dramatically. So I don't know what big difference is in any of it, but it's a big difference.
Where are you looking?
Bottom line,
On the last page?
this ma'am.
Yeah, that's mostly all grants we got coming up, and they'll probably move out in the later years.
Well, I hope we get them.
Me too. Any more discussion on it?
How many do we have approved already, Charlie?
Grants,
Yes.
It's a bunch.
probably right around,
Yes, see, hope we get it.
I can make a list, it's probably right around 100 million.
So just email the list to Sean, please.
Get it on. You know,
Thank you.
all right, agenda item 6D, council to discuss a local mitigation strategy plan. The council will take any action they necessary.
The whole plan's like 178 pages. only thing really important to us is that we have our projects listed on the LMS list, and they are.
How much is it gonna run us?
Which is what
Money, how much money is involved?
you're right. This is just, if we do have a hurricane, this allows us to apply for hazard mitigation grants. You can't apply to it if your project isn't on the LMS list filed with the county with emergency management.
100,000%.
The two we've applied for were like 1.4 million and 1.1 million from Idalia and Helene. But this won't come into effect unless we're impacted by another hazard.
Is it designated for litigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all generator. 14 generators and another 4 generators, I think. I think it's 11 and 4.
Okay. Need a motion? Motion.
A motion, I have a second.
Second.
Councilmember Brown's, Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodball,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes,
Mayor Kitchen.
Yes. Agenda item 6E, resolution 2026-16, local mitigation strategy. Resolution of the city council of the city of Perry, Florida, formally adopting the Taylor County local mitigation strategy.
This is the hook Tri-County to sewer. Sean didn't want to blow his whole sewer connection budget in one move, so it's the increase revenue because they're gonna reimburse us back and also increase his budget for sewer connections. So it's a wash to the sewer department. It's just getting his money back for other sewer connections.
Is this line on sewer? Is this something new?
It's for the new Tri-County building.
I understand that.
I'm not sure. I know he's building it from. What did it say?
Sparrow Street off of Sparrow Senator, here in Granger, yeah. Says we went from Granger Drive in Sparrow to the Tri-County building.
This connected to existing.
Yes.
Motion.
Motion, I have a second.
so,
Councilmember Brown's, Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodball,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
yes,
Mayor Kitchen.
Yes. Agenda item 6G, ordinance number 1059, introduction, first reading. Ordinance, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Perry, Taylor County, Florida, amending chapter 50 utilities of the code of ordinances, adding sections 50-21, 50-22 related to utility billing, due dates, penalties, and notice of termination, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. This one on moving the change is the 20th.
Change it. Just cleaning up the
Any discussion on it?
John, is this gonna help the traffic at the window?
I thought about that.
Probably about the same.
Probably not too much different.
I didn't hear your answer.
Probably not too much different.
Motion to approve.
Neighbors, so,
This is the first.
first reading.
Oh, okay.
I always forget about that.
Shirley can discuss.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, that's what we're discussing.
I think it's a pretty good thing, but here I am with my books. It appears to me that we should also stretch out the late fee process. Give them 2 weeks since we're charging them late fees, we're only giving them 5 days. Pay the late fees and then comes a cut. Is there any way we could, make that a little bit better on those people who really can't?
It's gonna run into the next month's bill, right away. It's gonna mess up the process that they do for the billing and for the next month.
That's 10
Well,
days
that's-
total right now.
Not for.
What was that, April? You're running into the next month billing cycle.
You're gonna overlap.
It's gonna overlap.
Hmm.
Yes, pushing out the due date, plus you got the late fee. It's gonna it's gonna lap with the next month's bill.
But it's the. If we're helping. One part, should we also think about helping those who are not able to pay?
They got an extension. I mean, if they need to extend it,
Or
they can have
the
to extend.
extension as well, so we're.
I mean, we extended the date by, the due date for 5 days, so we had to make a cut somewhere. With the late.
On the people can't afford to pay, that's what we do. But I think that. I would hope we think about this on budget time. Please. Okay.
Any other discussion on it?
This is the first reading, right?
This week. It's later this morning, I guess, give them out. Yeah, that was 6-7. Resolution 2026-17, budget amendment for sewer connections.
Okay, John.
Did I?
Well, they discussed it. They voted on the discussion. The adoption.
That was on dry county, yeah.
Yes.
All right, agenda item 6H, council to discuss land purchase for the new well on Plantation Road. Council will take any action deemed necessary.
All the test results look really good. We knew it was gonna have iron. We were gonna have to treat for that. The only thing kind of concerning was the drawdown, but we were planning on putting multiple wells out there anyway, probably 2, possibly 3 different wells out there, all feeding just one treatment plant. I think we're good to move forward with the purchase.
You received the test results.
I shared those with you all last meeting.
You all were waiting on more.
That was the drawdown test,
Is that the same thing as the pressure?
just how much water you'll be able to get out of there.
Okay.
You're gonna hire, that's just
That's gonna be everywhere you go.
everywhere you go. I was coming to somewhere, I mean, they the other day in front of the bank, had their stuff. Around.
Iron can be tricky though. I know I had a well in Jacksonville, we had iron, we put a filter on it. It worked for several years and then it started drawing sand. But the iron and a filter can be tricky.
We filter for it now at the other 2 treatment plants. That's all we filter for, one of them.
Although I got a minute spare up here, there's some places in the county. The state really. Anyway, needs to,
I want to actually contract. Back to the next meeting, y'all can approve the contract.
any more discussion on the land purchase? Okay. Agenda item 6I, council to discuss odor control for water if station, council will take the action deemed necessary.
I asked our bureau to put a little memo together for what the plan is for the new lift station. That should have been in your package.
Yes.
I don't know how it works, but it runs off Miracle Grove.
Hmm?
It runs off Miracle Grove.
Has this been tested in any other county?
Says this technology is widely used in dense urban areas and high value residential settings where odor sensitivity is high. It favors because it eliminates odors rather than masking them.
Eliminating is better.
Was there an estimate for that?
No, I don't know. So it was not part of the original planning phase for Warner Lift Station, but was identified during design as a needed improvement. As a result, it was included as an additive alternative in the construction bid. If the total bid amount, including odor control, comes in under the current RIP grant allocation, the system will be installed as part of the initial construction. If not, the odor control component will be deferred and later implemented using the FDP SRF funding. The system is fully designed and bid ready, allowing for future installation without redesign or operational impacts.
So do we need to authorize bid or what?
It's already out for bid.
Already on?
No, it's out for bid.
Now, okay.
It's the last two sentences that bothers me. That it might be deferred.
Johnny, he give you the city, counties, or whoever's using this, did he give you the names?
Yeah.
Right.
When would this funding come from, Rachel? If we need an FDP and SAHM funding.
Probably about a year. They shorted it, was supplemental appropriation for Hurricane Milton, I guess. It was Milton, Helene, and Hawaii wildfires. I guess it's just SHAM now. We'll know more when the bids come back.
When will he be able to come to a meeting?
Mayor?
Yeah.
Probably fairly soon, because we had to reissue the RFQs for engineers. So they're gonna have to come do their dog and pony show. But I can get him here whenever.
Okay. Cause I just don't want something to come in temporary. And then we go over there, we do all this resurfacing, we do all this rebranding of the lift station, and then we still have that odor. We've been putting up with that odor ever since I was a little girl, so that something over there has to change.
When the bids come back, we'll know how much it costs, and if we have to add city funds, if y'all approve it, we can find a way to get it done.
Okay.
Wait for everything. Don't get that thing for everything.
Yeah.
We
One
should,
way or another, we'll get it fixed.
we're good, we're not building a whole brand new one and abandoning that one, they're reworking that one. So we should save money from what we originally asked for, I would hope.
That's where it trips. Other districts as well.
Hmm?
I said, it's where it trips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the idea of eliminating it.
Mm-hmm. Go away.
Very good. Any more discussion on this? Okay, agenda item 6J, council to discuss block cameras. Council will take any action if necessary.
As I was saying earlier, I went to the North Florida Regional Planning Council last week. And there was a gentleman there from the Florida Highway Patrol, many years on force. I'm sorry, I don't have his name. and it's rained. But he gave he was talking about safety overall, but then he mentioned flock cameras too. He was very positive about using them because he said they can catch the criminal before they ever get into the city, into the area. They can catch them out there and stop it before it ever starts. Had a lot of good things to say about it. I'm in favor of it.
I've had people in law enforcement tell me the same thing. I guess you can tell how they're set up, but because of how they're aimed, you can see what direction somebody's going. I guess you can punch, if you can type in a tag number, Dan, you probably know more about
There's
this.
a bunch of ways you can get, yeah.
You can type in a tag number and it'll read it. You can put a photo out for it.
If it's
it'll
been
tag
run,
you.
if it's been in front of the camera within the last 30 days. After 30 days, anything that was run is eliminated, it's deleted out of the system. So it only holds that information for 30 days.
There's also a lot of lawsuits. Against municipalities
Where at?
concerning. Jamie, you know how to look this stuff up just like I do.
I don't know what information you have, I'm just asking.
I didn't interrupt you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you. But. Well, mess up my thinking. What's this, please?
I'm listening.
Well, let me say it on a personal note. I feel like I'm being watched every move I make. I turn this corner, there's a camera. It's taken away my privacy to me. I don't have anything to hide. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything. But to me, that I should expect at least some type of privacy. These drug cameras, they taking every move you make that you can. Are you, is it being shared with the federal government? Mister,
Be done?
I asked you a question.
Okay, just make sure you're done speaking, I thought you were done. It's being shared with any law enforcement agency that's authorized to receive tag information, yes.
So that includes federal government.
If they have the ability by law to receive tag information, yes, it can be shared.
Okay, and but there are lawsuits. Some municipalities have deactivated their block cameras. Against their contract. I think what we need to do is look into this a little bit more. And inform the public a little bit more of what's going on. And you said that we have no control of what the state is doing. But I am concerned about what the city is doing. That's my concern. And how the people of the city of Berry feels about it.
Do we have any on city streets?
We've got 15 cameras, not all of them are up and running for streets. And we've got 5 for parks. Those park ones are not powered on yet. And we haven't bought anything, this is a trial, just to see if they work for us. We haven't got any contract purchase anything from anybody. We may decide we don't want flock cameras, and there might be a different vendor that does something different that would be beneficial. This is a trial.
I would like to give the public a chance to come in and speak on that as well.
If you like, I could have somebody from Flock come in and give a presentation.
That's fine.
Is there anything you're not sure about on Flock? Is there something I can help you with?
Whatever you think is helpful.
Well, first argument is that everybody's required to have a tag on their vehicle by law.
Of course.
The tag's required to be visible for 100 feet during daylight, at least 50 feet at night with a light on. So there's no way that we can eliminate the provision of plain view in the state of Florida. If I can see it from a public area, I can use it and record it. It's plainly visible. No different than your car. If I want to stick somebody on a corner and record every tag number that went by, I could do that, and we can track it the same way. Second thing about privacy is throw your phone away because it tracks more information than your tag ever. So if you want to worry about privacy, throw your phone away and use your house phone. That's the biggest argument for this. It doesn't take pictures of people. It doesn't take pictures of occupants in the car. It looks at the color of the car, the make of the car, and the tag number, and that's it.
Stickers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wheels.
Yeah.
Where are they located here?
I don't know all the locations. I have to pull the map up. But there are several on the main roads in and out of Perry. And the reason we chose those is last year we had a homicide. And that homicide, we knew the vehicle the person left in and had the tag on it. We didn't have any flock cameras, but we called Tallahassee and gave them that tag information. They were able to tell us that they were able to track where that vehicle went in Tallahassee. We were able to find that guy. Tallahassee arrested him for us and held him till we get the warrant for it. So that's a local success story, and we don't even have a camera up that. 2 weeks ago, we had a runaway juvenile that went missing here. She was located in Gainesville. They were able to track her back to Lafayette County and find her and return her to her family. Every civil alert, someone that goes missing is entered into the system can be tracked with that to find people that are gone missing from their families that wander away. Amber alerts. 2022, we had two officers recover a kidnapped child on an Amber Alert because somebody happened to give a tag number to a dispatcher. If we had a system like this in place, we'd have known it was in town before they'd called dispatch and been able to find it. So I think the good outweighs the concerns that you're talking about. It does good. It's another tool. It's no different than us sitting on the corner and watching people.
Can I ask what? Absolutely, come on to the front. Please, you come on to the front. Say anything. That's further.
Yeah, you have to go there and be recorded.
Okay, I'm sorry, never mind. It's okay, you stay. I didn't know you had back surgery.
All right, so question,
Say your name for the record.
the name's Wayne Dunwoody. Therefore. So, I think the main concern would be, make sure everyone understands exactly what the camera is doing and what they're not going to do, like the picture up there, right? I don't, I would hate to get into a situation where they have understanding what they're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, we start doing something else, using the data for something else, and no one knows. For instance, like Tallahassee, I was taking my boss on one day. They had a sign up there. But then they dropped the sign on a small letter, right? So I've been going back and forth there like for months, years. Then I ended up getting a ticket in the mail. It said I was driving like 5 miles past a certain time of the day. So I ended up getting $100 ticket in the mail. And it was the schools on the backside where Northwood Mall used to be in Tallahassee. So they have schools on signs on the hill of the highway, probably about 2 miles. And it was like, lights wasn't on the sign, it wasn't flashing. But it said that you can't speed, can't go past this certain miles per hour up to 430. And I think it was like 415. So I ended up getting that ticket in the mail. That kind of example, no, you're not supposed to speed through a school zone, I understand that. But, no lights are flashing. It's 4 o'clock in the day, but then there's a new sign up there saying in small writing, saying that you can't pass that 35 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour until 4:30. So I would hate to get into a situation where that we are clear about the expectation. But then if those expectations change, I think the public should know. On campus, brand new campus, we install them everywhere. I'm, you know, they are, I run the network. And so they all over there, we have about 2,000 cameras across campus. And I can understand why. I understand, this Hampton situation by privacy too. By the time I work on campus now, I'm looking what I got in the car, and I know it's nothing illegal, but it just crossed my mind, because I know the cameras everywhere, right? They implemented one that has some AI that detect guns. You know, a gun is on one pocket or their hand, right? And then it alerts the police officers within like 3 seconds that this location, there's probably a person that may have a handgun or a rifle or something. Instead of waiting on the phone call to get in, and then you waste time and it could cause lives. So there's a wash with it either way, I think, you know. I think when you're clear with the expectations, and now we're just living in a world now, just it's kind of no privacy outside the house, you know. Everybody rolling around with guns, the law changed, everybody can carry a gun. You know, I think it's just about being clear on what their, you know, objective of having the cameras in place. And that's what we end up using them for. And not getting the court like the definition of that said used to solve crime. So what's the definition of crime, you know? So do we go beyond what we said was work, want to do with cameras? Because this action defined as a possible crime. So now you went over into this side of what you said you was not going to do, right? So we had this debate on campus. There was a large debate, but fairly everyone was, you know, accepted to having the cameras because they feel more safe in the environment, you know. And as long as you don't just place them in certain areas, are you not place them in a certain neighborhood? Yeah, there's a high crime rate in this neighborhood. Yeah, you may have 1 or 2, but you still have cameras in, you know, all around the county, not just in one place. For instance, I wouldn't have, you know, 10 cameras over by Warren Street and all by the park. In other parks, you got 1 camera. You know, so then it makes it look like it's a race thing. You know, so if we define what, my opinion, you know, what we're gonna do with it, what's the plans for the cameras, and we're trying to enhance the safety. I don't think no one is against safety. I've seen some things happen, you know, police have to be careful now. You know, they in jeopardy of their lives. Just need to define what's really happening out there now. At the traffic light, I don't see a problem personally with them being there, you know, but I don't wanna see, if I ain't pay my tag, I forgot to pay it this week, I don't get a ticket in the mail neither, you know. And I'm not saying that's what they for, I'm just giving a definition of just being clear. They clearly for safety and preventing crime, helping find people that's missing, like Jamie was saying, and things like that. Hey, I think everybody will be all for it, you know. That's just my opinion. I mean, they have these apps now along with the cameras that can do other things, you know, do scans, things like that. I could see where we're going dealing with safety on campus. We'll probably like China in the next 10 years, that every street corner, everywhere you look, and an AI want to identify your face, whether you like it or not. That's where we're gonna be in 10 years. I'm involved in technology. I can tell you, I know that's where we're gonna be.
Yep. Okay.
But that privacy concern, I know, especially when you're dealing with older people and all, you know, you know, you worry about, you know, you being watched on every corner. That's just my opinion.
The chief said that we could get a representative from the company to come and explain how it works. So
And that may help with the community as well.
Yeah, I'll see if they can come, they've offered to do that. But they're just gonna go over that slideshow that I give you the printouts on. really is what they're gonna do. You know, these cameras don't write tickets. What it does, if it finds something that's a wanted person or a suspect that we're looking for, or Amber Alert, it sends an alert to the officers on duty that that camera hit this tag number. And they have to go find it. It's not like it's gonna stick a GPS tracker on it, you know, it's just giving an alert that vehicle is in that spot at that time.
And that's coming, whether we like it or not, you know, that's typical technology now.
Mhm.
If you drive on the interstates, it's happening every time you drive on the interstate now. If you go on a toll road, they're every,
Yeah, Orlando.
Yeah.
I get so mad when I get those things.
Because, you know, we're not gonna get around it.
well, you
I would
get,
suggest there's another town that has them, that we generally may know of, and one that's using them now. Maybe invite their police personnel here to say, hey, we install them, you have them 6 months or a year, and this is how it has helped us. You know, and how well the community has been perceptive.
I've
But
got
I
a list,
think cameras are norm now.
yeah,
They are.
I got a list of success stories in Florida I can send you. And talk about finding missing people, finding murder suspects. Okay, so
The surrounding cameras, cameras,
Count.
counties already got this.
there's pretty much a camera desert between Tallahassee and Crystal River. There's not a lot of cameras in there, so we're a desert. There's nothing there. That's the reason we looked at putting the cameras in, is we can share this information with the Real-Time Crime Center in Tallahassee. And they've helped us on several cases in the past with information. And we would supply that information to them so they could use it in their investigations as well. I know Jefferson County has cameras, but they're not flock cameras, they're a different system. Madison County has, I can't remember the name.
Is it cloud-based?
It's cloud based. Yes, it is. They have trailers as well as stationary cameras, so if you see it on the way to Tallahassee, there's a camera right there at Caps.
That's right.
That's their system.
Okay.
That Jefferson-
been hacked several
It's not flock cloud, it's.
flock,
Yes.
So what's the difference, what's the issue, block versus something else? I mean, is the name?
It's
It's
a
been-
a company.
Oh, it's company.
The flock is Dell and HP.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Fox.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, that's all it is, just they offer different ways to use information.
And if I may, you'll find in other parts of the country, like it's not only flock, because one area is vendor heavy with, Vista or.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
That's.
Well, just a break.
Or something like that.
Burton, Vieira.
Vieira, it just depends on what section or region of the United States you're in as to what is flock and Vieira or Vista or whatever.
Flock's more prevalent in our area. And so it would interact better with the surrounding counties as they start bringing them on. Okay.
And
Tallahassee's headed with them.
yeah, real-time crime center,
Yeah.
I'm a part of that too.
A lot of that come from that.
Is there a camera?
Yeah, also colleges.
Local cloud, like you have your own server.
That's all.
Yeah, all the universities are part of the real-time crime center, so.
Sorry, you're in this discussion, I'm gonna ask your name.
Justin Brock.
Okay.
But a real-time crime center is a real deal thing, I'm part of that, but the university, I can't go into much detail. But, it's a real deal, it enables them to get to the scene probably 40% faster.
And with some of the things that we're running now in pilot up there with the drones, the first responder program, they can be on scene within 3 minutes.
Right.
With the drone to see what's
Yeah.
going on.
So,
Thank you all
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
This conversation was needed. Ms. Aaron's gonna make sure the public is aware.
yeah,
To add to that, what I think you were getting at was the Mission Creek.
yeah,
Yeah.
The surveillance state.
yeah.
See, but what we didn't talk about is we fully implemented, there'll be a call. Oh, great.
The answer to all that is just don't break the law.
There's an added component to this. we would have a use policy in place with an audit trail policy on how often we audit, who's running what, how often. So if we can find any misuse in it.
Yeah.
So that's part of this plan. If we implement it, that's what will go into place. And we limit access to hazard. Of course, it's only people that's mission critical they have it. Not everybody inside the police department would have it, only sworn officers that can legitimately run a tag and get that information can use this information. No one else in the city can have access.
And it's not about, not meaning that, you know, you guys don't break the law. But people, especially technology people, they're concerned about anything that's dealing with your facial image. On the ground, I got 20 credit cards with my face on it. Right, you get all these calls now like I do. The calls of, hey, do you want a loan? I got a $50,000 loan right up. I don't know if anybody else getting these calls. You get it, offering you loan, because the system probably got hacked somewhere. It could have been your Visa card system, somewhere got hacked, and now they have your information. So people are kind of concerned that, hey, if my face show up on something, then that system get hacked. Now they have access to, you know, my face, and that can be put on anything, fake credit cards, you know, all kind of stuff. So it's a little bit more than just, hey, I'm not gonna break the law. But the other concerns is that these days and times that people are
You
kind of
gotta watch
concerned about.
everybody else that is breaking the law. You gotta watch out for everybody else that is breaking the law,
Yeah, that's true too, but
like hacking in and all
Yeah.
that. I understand, I get those
Yeah.
calls every day.
with all this AI now and this hacking. A lot.
I do appreciate that. It makes y'all's jobs easier. I mean, that is a great feature.
It says take any action deemed necessary.
So on that,
I don't think we really have to do.
on that, we're not entering into a contract with anybody. It's a trial right now. So if we did it, it would be closer to budget time before we even ask for any action on this.
Okay, so you'll come back and let us know
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you're ready.
Because we may decide we don't want to use Flaw.
Right.
We may want to use a different vendor. It just depends on what works for us.
Thank you. Agenda item 6K, council to discuss foreign influence letter for Board of Commerce. Council will take any action deemed necessary.
It's just something required for the DVT grants. We have not received grants from a board of country of concern. That I know of.
That for a grant package. We have to do that with grant packages as well, so.
They'll listen here.
Get a motion.
Motion was handled, do I have a second?
Councilor Hanson,
Yes.
Councilor Woodcock,
Yes.
Dr. Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Fisher.
Yes. Agenda item 6L, council to discuss appointment of a board member for planning and zoning board, council will take any action deemed necessary.
You don't have
Don't have anyone,
that one.
so revisit again next meeting. Agenda item 6M, council to discuss city manager evaluations, and council will take any action deemed necessary. I have not done that yet.
We don't have them all, so we don't know.
Keep one of it, don't have it.
Yeah, so I'll get them turned in, we can get added back to the agenda.
Very good, thank you. Agenda item 6N, approval of minutes for the April 14th, 2026 regular session.
There's a correction, I'll bring it back. Thank you.
We're ready. John, you have anything? No, if you have anything.
Yes.
Done approve those things.
No, it's coming back. I had to make a correction. I'll bring them back the next meeting.
Jamie?
I don't have anything unless you have questions for me.
Good, Ms. Hampton.
Just. John, have you contacted FDOT about the signs?
It's way more than that. It's like, it's always more trying to do it. It's gonna be so aggravating.
You follow?
You have to fill out a, I can't remember what it's called. Something aesthetic. I'll send it to you. Y'all can take a look at it.
Talking about the city of Perry,
Entrance.
Yeah, about those signs.
the county was putting up some signs at the county lines or something. I don't remember what. You know, it's about a 2 or 3 year process, probably. I do remember that from one of the staff meetings that went on forever, it seemed like.
2 or 3 years to get them to
Agree that I let you do it.
put a sign.
Open DOT right away, yeah. It's gotta be built a certain way and built at a certain things. That's
That's the reason that we
yeah.
this stretch of Jefferson Street. Because we didn't do things the right way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it will take that long, I'm saying that it did take long for one situation I knew of.
But if we don't do what we need to do, then how are we going to get permission to do it, John?
Might be able to get,
Oh, it's gotta go through FDOT.
or maybe get, I know some cities have theirs off the right of way on private property.
Depends on the right of way. The state right of way sometimes is extremely large.
Right. I'm just saying, I've seen,
Yeah.
I have seen some that were obviously not on the right of way, they were off on a piece of private land somewhere. Or it looked like they were, maybe I was wrong. But it was. But it's gotta be close enough where it can be seen to, or it's not gonna really make any difference.
We have to go through FDOT.
Okay.
It's called
So that's gonna be put on next. The
So-
next agenda, whatever the FDOT requirements are.
I have it. It's a community aesthetic feature. You gotta have the CAF filled out, signed letter, agreement, plans, and then the resolution passed.
Yes, then that's just, then you have to build out, that's not included in what you have to have it manufactured out of.
Well, I just know that if other cities could do it, we could do it.
Sure.
Right.
It can be done, it's
Right,
just,
right, thank you.
it's,
Instead of telling them what we want to do, ask them what can we do? That's a ball in their court.
I opened up the documents and it looked like Chinese to me. I'll send it to y'all.
We don't need to send to us, we need for you to do what you need to. To get that approved.
So give me 3 years.
The council already agreed that we want that. Not being, dedicated or anything, we have to follow directions, you know.
I'll send it to you so you better understand what I'm talking about.
You have to fill it out, John. Maybe you get with the hope and you all figure out what it is you need to do.
I'm not just.
But if you don't fill it out, then it'll be 6 years from now before we get an approval.
I agree, it'd be a good thing, it just ain't gonna happen overnight, unfortunately, I wish it would, it'd be nice, but you're right, we're gonna start somewhere.
If you don't fill it out,
That's true, never gonna get it done, are we?
I don't know, then we need to. Done anything. We've already approved it, so we got to.
Give me 3 years. It's gonna take that much time to get it done.
It's not gonna take you 3 years, John, I'll do that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Anyway. So you gonna start this turn it in and start working on it.
I don't have the location. Y'all want the signs? Tell me where you want them, so I can have that information to put in here.
The city limits.
Okay, at the city limit.
I'm asking, I don't know. It's up for everybody's discussion. We're talking 5 signs on the main roads, the city limits, right? Basically, generally speaking.
So replace the city limit, the current city limit sign to put,
We want these closer in to the city and ones that are out. 5 miles out,
Unless you don't want them at the city limit signs, you want them.
you know, I
Further in.
think this one.
Yeah, at the city limit. Welcome to City of Perry and then be placed at the city
I'm
limit.
just gonna say this. Most municipalities, they don't put their welcome sign out 5 miles. It's down. They put them closer to the city limits. That was scared, so.
Well, I always assumed it was at the city limit. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I read in mine. Thanks for it.
How we decided what we're gonna do with the funds. And the beavers and all that stuff.
I guess the LG and shine some light on that too. On where, where it's got the city limits or somewhere else.
We're gonna be able to clean up the funds.
they knocked the dam down last week. Right back the next day.
Do we have to hire someone
I
to
don't
get rid of them?
know who that does that kind of work. I can look into it.
I just want homes to look better, so. I'm done.
I just appreciate all the work that's getting done. That city looks good.
I agree.
Ready, thank you for coming. All right, May 12th meeting, Rob, I'll be here.